What's up, everybody? It's Soren Baker here on Unique Access Entertainment. As always, please hit that subscribe button right down there. It's free. That enables us to keep coming to you guys as often as possible with as many interviews as possible. So please hit that subscribe button, like our content, share it, talk about it, be about it, each one, teach one. And of course, if you haven't got it already, go get that History of Gangster Rap book. Yes, please. I appreciate the support and helping make that a success too. Now, today we have the honor and the privilege of being joined by a great producer, somebody I've been following for a while. So I'm very excited about this. ProHoeZak, thank you for coming through, sir.
Hey, man, it's my pleasure, baby. And, finally get to meet you and talk to you and greet you. You know what I mean? Welcome to the planet, baby. Planet ProHoeZak.
Yes, yes.
ProHoeZak music. Yes, sir.
Well, you've been in the game for a long, long time under many names. So we'll get to a lot of that too. But I do want to kind of do something different, at least for me, is kind of go reverse chronological and get some of the more recent stuff, because I've been really interested in it with the Snoop Dogg Get My Money Off the Algorithm album that Snoop Dogg had, his first one. It's on Def Jam. And since you've done, we'll get to, but the C-Funk, all the stuff back in the day, Rated X, all that, going from super independent and doing all the stuff with 40, doing all the stuff with all the other people you work with. What difference did you see? And you worked with Snoop before you worked on Algorithm, but what difference did you see it being on Def Jam with Get My Money?
Wow. Just the push of it, man. It was kind of like, when I did the last album with him, he's passionate about what he puts out. So he puts his all in it. So when he got with Def Jam, we got a bigger push with, got a bigger staff, worldwide, push with it, because before, I guess he was independent doing stuff with, I don't know who he put it out with, but with Def Jam, it's a bigger push, more history, more,
Yeah.
More of that pushed it to his project, So they go all out at Def Jam. And when I say they go all out, they go all out. Great label, man.
Well, give me some specifics. What are some of the things they do to go all out that make you say that?
Well, for one, they make sure that you clear your samples, man. So they don't play that, man. And Get My Money, there was a bass line I played, and I thought it sounded like this one song that it kind of got this one song, I Can't Wait by New Shoes. That doom, 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 doom. But I wasn't thinking of that when I made the beat. I just played the bass line. So they had all people calling me like, yo, we got to clear that sample. I was like, what sample? What are you talking about? It was just like, man, we can't release it without the sample being clear. I said, well, so I gave them an example of what New Shoes sounded like and what my stuff sounded like. And they were just like, we still got to clear it, man, because they go by the book. You know what I mean? They make sure that everything is cleared. So when they push that project, it won't be no hangups. You know what I mean? And so, like, this is like my first time dealing with Def Jam on that level. So, it was real quick, but I know as far as, them get behind projects and making sure everything, the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. That's what they do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, somebody that sings, raps, produces, plays instruments, does so much stuff, how do you navigate going back and forth between the business side of music and the creative side of music?
It's hard, man, because you can't do it all by yourself. And I'm a one-man band. I try to do a lot of things by myself, but it's very hard, bro. I mean, you got to have a team. You know what I mean? I try to do everything myself. Before I used to have people I dealt with, but then you go with the flakyism, the jealousy, all that envy. And then sometimes people can't do what you do. You expect a lot out of a people that they can't do what you do. Everybody's not you. But so I had cut off a lot of people trying to do this stuff myself, and you can't do it. You got to have a team. That's one thing that you have to have as a team, man, because I got to focus on music. I got to focus on vocals. I can't go focus on getting deals, doing this, booking shows. And I was trying to do all that. You can do that. I mean, it's hard. So you gotta build a team and make sure your team is doing everything that needs to be done to push your career and your brand forward.
So when what happened and when did you make that realization and change?
I'll say about 2 years ago, you know, when I was in the hospital on my deathbed, I had a, you know, my appendix busted. And so, and then when I was in the bed, they were just like, your appendix busted, you might have cancer. So then I was just like, well, I'm about to die. And what do I got to show for it? I really didn't have nothing to show for it. You feel what I'm saying? All that hard work by myself and not really. So while I was in the hospital, all my business and everything being taken care of. You know what I mean? It's me. You know what I mean? So if you don't have people out there making moves for you, you know, you just sitting still being in limbo. And then I caught COVID in the hospital at the same time. And then it was like, I'm about to die, just have just nothing but a name left. So when I got out, I said, I have to change, man. I got to change the way I do things. And that's when I got out and I met Snoop through a friend, you know what I mean? And once I started meeting Snoop and started talking with him and learning stuff from him, just on the quick, just by conversating, seeing how he do things, kind of changed me a little bit. You know what I mean?
Well, break it down. What did Snoop teach you, or what did you learn from him?
I just saw how he got a lot of people working with him. He got a team, he got a production team, he got, you know, he has a facility and he got a lot of producers working with him. They doing that. He got a film team, he got management. You know, I didn't have all that. So he had a team. Like I said before, man, you can't do this without a team. You know what I mean? So I like to watch and see, you know, what he's doing. You know, I stay on his social media all the time and whatnot. And I just watch how he moves, man, and just learn from that. You feel me?
Okay. So when you met him, that was from the Streets to the Suites. Were those your first collaborations with him? The songs that ended up being on there?
What's funny, I was talking to E-40, and E-40 said I was doing some beats for him, and it was some old beats. 40 called me, said, "Hey, I need these old tracks," and I was just like, "You got them?" He said, "Well, I need them." I said, "For what?" He said, "Well, I really don't want to tell you this, but me, Snoop, Ice Cube, and Too Short are coming out with a super group, and some of the tracks that you did, they like them." I was like, "Oh shit," you know what I mean? Excuse me for cussing, but I was like, "Okay." So I pulled up the tracks, and I didn't know Snoop yet, you know what I mean? And so I pulled up the tracks. He said, "Okay, you 40 was like, you gonna be a producer on this album, and we like 4 of your songs." And so when he did that, I was friends with this guy, you know, Sugar Free. So it's hard for me to get in contact with 40 because 40 is an entrepreneur, you know what I mean? So he's busy. So I wanted to meet Snoop. I met Snoop one time with Teddy Riley, but the timing wasn't right. You know what I mean? And so I said, let me talk to Sugar Free. I said, "Sugar Free, introduce me to Snoop, man." He said, "Okay." So he said, "Go meet Big Percy." So I went to Percy's store. Said, "Yo, man, my name is ProHoeZak. You know, I'm doing some stuff for Snoop and the Mount, you know, and E-40 and blah, blah, blah. I haven't met Snoop yet. Can you introduce me to him?" So he called Snoop on FaceTime. And so he's holding up the phone like this. And I said, "Hey, how you doing, man? My name is ProHoeZak. You know, I did a song for you and Sally Cell a few months ago." He's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that was pretty dope." I said, "I also, there's 4 songs that I did for you guys on this project you guys are working on." He said, "Which ones are those?" I told him which ones they were. And he said, "Oh, okay, okay." And I said, "I just sent you another one. I redid Benny and the Jets." He was smoking weed. "You did Benny and the Jets?" I was like, "Yeah." He went, "Fuck that shit, make some music for my album, nigga." You know, I was like, "Okay." And that's how we met, and we hit it off right there. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because the Roaches in My Ashtray and the Say It With Your Booty, the thing about it is those songs kind of made me feel back to the So High you had done with the E-40 Be Legit back a couple of years ago.
Right.
So
yeah,
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it seemed like that was a vibe or a lane at least you were in for some of your stuff, and that maybe led to the Streets to the Sweet stuff that you had done with Snoop, or at least it seemed like it to me sonically.
Well, I did a bunch of other songs for Snoop, and so I'll watch Snoop, and then I'm trying to figure out. I'll be watching to see what he be playing in the background, like his old school songs, and I'd be like, okay, I'm trying to learn this dude, right? Because I watch him on social media. Because that's how I learn people. I just watch what their movements. So then I heard him listening to some funk. So I'll send him some beats and he'll hit me back like, yo, that's fire. Send me that. So then, because before it was more Mount Westmore stuff that I was sending. And he'll just say, oh, we're going to use this for Mount Westmore. Oh, we're going to use this for this. But then I started sending him stuff like Roaches in My Ashtray. And he was just like, send me the files to that. Send me the stems to that. And then Say It With Your Booty. Send that. So he'll sometimes see me working on something. He'll call me like the one they just did, Get My Money. I was in there making that. He called me. He actually, oh, you better not sell that beat. That's my beat. He's smoking again. He said, don't sell that beat because that's my beat. He said, ProHoeZak, I'm not playing with you. Send that beat. That's my beat. I said, okay. He said, go on and take that off the social media. So I took it off the social media and sent it to him, you know what I mean? But that's like maybe the fourth song I did with him by then,
Okay.
Yeah.
And given that you had been in the game for so long, how do you see like the movement that they're making that you're still able to learn so much later from someone like Snoop, or even still someone like 40 that you've known a long time?
What do you mean by that?
Well, I know you've seen a lot, done a lot. You've been working with 40 for, a decade plus. So how do you find that you're like still able to learn things from them that are a little different than what you've been exposed to previously?
Well, we all different people, you know what I mean? So everybody, like I said, they move different. So I try to make it where I make them feel comfortable in their comfort zone. So I try to cater to what they like. You know what I mean? That's why I ask a lot of questions. That's why I be like, well, how do you want to spit on this? Or how do you want the bass line? Because like when I make a beat, when they tell me to do a remake, I remake it the way it sounds just like this real song. But 40 will hear it and be like, okay, that's the song. I like that, but I need you to make it more modern. I need some 808s in that. So then I said, okay, let me make it more Bay, you know what I mean? Style for his style. Snoop, like funk, he ain't really tripping off the 808 kicks and whatnot. He just wants some of that funk. So then I give him that Parliament funk, you know what I mean, the way he like it. Too short, like 808s and long kicks and stuff. So he'll be like, bro, that's cool, but I need some bottom in that. So everybody's different. So you got to learn you got to adapt to, you got to be basically, you got to be a producer. You got to give them what they want,
Right. And I think it's interesting too, that the Snoops, the E-40s, the Too Shorts, the Ice Cubes, just speaking on Mount Westmore for a second, that they're still able to evolve and adapt, but sound current, even while they're still bringing their classic element. So
sound relevant.
Yeah. So how do you think they're able to kind of evolve in such a manner?
I really can't answer that, but what I can say is, it's a stance against, because we in our 50s and shit like that, you know what I mean? So it's like they say, you remember how the label used to be like, oh, they too old, you know what I mean? Don't push that they're too old, and then just wash us up, you know what I mean? Like, we done with y'all. Nobody listen to Snoop. Nobody listen to y'all. 40 old head, Snoop old head, Too Short old head. So right now, we knocking all that stereotypical shit out the water, man. So we doing, I stay young. So I got nephews and nieces that rap and do music. So I keep my ear to the street. You know what I mean? I got my old school sound and shit, but I still keep it. I integrate both. You know what I mean? Put them together, mix it together like gumbo. You know what I mean? So all they doing is coming with old school flavor with a little bit of now style, lyrics and hip hop to these new beats and just making it current, man. And it's just good music. You know what I mean? You can't deny good music. You know.
True.
Just if it's dope, it's dope. You know what I mean? If it's old sounding, then they're gonna let you know that ain't happening. But you give them a current beat of what these young producers is rapping on and let them rap on that shit, they're gonna eat that shit up. You know what I mean?
And they do. And they do.
Yeah. Yes, they do.
Be sure to check out the history of Gangster Rap by Soren Baker. He's official.
History of Gangster Rap features exclusive interviews with Ice-T, Snoop Dogg, MC Ren, the D.O.C, and dozens of others. The history of Gangster Rap, a definitive look at how Los Angeles changed rap forever.
In Los Angeles, the streets definitely set the tone of the hip-hop music.
At 19, I got a $50,000 car.
My whole angle always was, I'll be street, but I will always tell you the horrors that go along with this life.
It will be penalties and casualties for just wearing the wrong color in somebody's neighborhood.
And once Gangster Rap made it from the streets to the TV, the genre exploded.
With Fab 5 on Your MTV back with NWA.
Yo MTV, it just catapulted us from being local heroes to national gangbang rappers.
The history of Gangster Rap discusses it all from 1980 up till today.
It's always gonna be shit happening in the streets. You know what I mean? So it's always gonna be something to talk about.
The history of Gangster Rap in stores now.